Good evening, everybody. This is meteorologist Andrew Pinero with this weather update on an unusual day. Usually the Wednesday is the weather podcast. I was extra busy today, so I wasn't able to get to that, unfortunately. My schedule is totally all screwed up now, but that's probably going to be for another month or so. Probably another month that the schedule is totally screwed up, but I'm going to try and get as many videos out as I can for you guys. And for this one, we do have some weather to talk about. It is hot. It is 88 where I am right now. It is steamy. The dew point is in the low 70s. It is really humid. It is really steamy. And all of this is from the remnants of Barry. Hurricane Barry, it was at its strongest point, a Category 1 hurricane last Saturday. I was covering that, and it just barely made Category 1 strength at 75 mile per hour winds just before it hit landfall, and when it did, it just dropped back down to a tropical storm. Now these remnants of Barry are in our area, and this is what we're seeing with this tropical steamy activity, and there's a lot of energy in the atmosphere. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to step off just to the side here, and I'm going to put up some radar. So what I'm going to try and do is get my recording right now from the radar up on the side of the screen right over here. So what you guys are seeing right now, there's nothing much happening. I'm going to bring out the pen and we're going to do some drawing. So we do have at this moment a severe thunderstorm warning going through Bridgeport, New Haven, Stamford, all going through there. Let me see if I can get this in motion. There we go. Everything is pretty much moving in a northeasterly direction to the northeast here, and we're seeing some other cells throughout this area here. So let me zoom in a little bit here. So Allentown, we got some storms coming through here. There's a flash flood warning up near Binghamton. Let's take a look at what's around there. There's a lot of rain there. Let me put this in motion here. A lot of rain, a lot of storms. None that are severe besides that one I showed you around Bridgeport. Now going down right around here, we got Washington, Baltimore, Columbia, all in this area. There are some severe storms, and let's switch to that radar right now. This is a pretty strong line of storms here, and it's fairly organized. So we have the cold front pretty much right through there. And this is where we have a lot of convergence with this cold front, and that's what's causing a lot of this rising motion, which is causing convection. So that's what the storms there. This is a straight line of a storm, but in the northeast region, there really weren't any straight line storms at the moment. Especially just going more north, there's nothing really there either. Going to the Albany, it's a bit more scattered. Now heading a bit more west towards Pennsylvania, you were seeing just all of this scattered activity here. And that's what we're going to expect throughout the rest of the night. We may see sort of this area here, let me show you, sort of this area kind of make its way a bit more northeast that way. And remember, this line right here continues down, so that's kind of right where one of the frontal boundary, or one of the boundaries are with the fronts, that's going to make its way through. And I think that's going to be what we're expecting for the rest of the night tonight. At least until midnight. It may go a little bit after that as well. So some scattered storms throughout the night. So let me take that down. Let me stop my recording there. And what we're going to be expecting this is really with tomorrow as well. So these storms tonight, now we had a storm roll by that caused downpour. There's still some puddling or ponding happening on the roadways right now where I am from one of those severe thunderstorms that went through. We're going to expect this today and tomorrow. The remnants of Barry are slow moving because Hurricane Barry itself was a very slow moving storm. Now, the remnants of Barry have mixed with some other parts or other systems, but still, it's a very slow moving storm. So we're going to be in this for tomorrow as well. We're still seeing a chance of some scattered showers or some thunderstorms, potentially severe as well. So severe threat tonight, severe threat tomorrow, then it does get a little bit better. Now, going through the rest of the week into the weekend, there's not really any big storms, but we do have a lot of heat to talk about. Saturday has the potential to be the hottest day of the year. All of 2019, the hottest day of the year, that potential is Saturday. We're going to see these temperatures will look like get into the hundreds. And usually I don't like talking about the feels like temperature, the heat index, because it's not a real number. It's a calculated number, but still, the heat index is going to be about 112 degrees Fahrenheit. And when it gets that high, usually I don't talk about it, but when I do, you know it's hot. The heat index is the calculation from the real temperature and the dew point, or the humidity level in the atmosphere. That's what goes into the calculation for heat index. And that just has to deal with your skin. Skin and sweat need a certain dryness in the air to evaporate. And when the air is really, really moist, that's why we're sweating more right now. All of this sweat is not evaporating the way it should be, and that's our body's main cooling system, is the sweat. If we can't sweat it off and use this evaporative cooling to cool our bodies down, then we overheat. So we have some heat safety tips to talk about as well. And that has to deal with staying hydrated. Even if you don't feel thirsty at that moment, still try and get water. And water is one of the best things to have, nothing like sodas or fruit juice. Yeah, they're tasty, but it's not going to hydrate you as well as just water will. So stay hydrated, drink plenty of water. And one issue I personally had, sunblock. Make sure if you're outside, I was with my girlfriend at the pool yesterday and I missed a spot of sunblock. So on my shoulder and on my arm, I have some redness on my arm with a spot I missed with the sunblock. It was like the rest of my body's all fine, just that one spot on my right arm and my shoulder is really red and really sunburned. So make sure if you are doing anything outside, not just cover up, make sure you get that sunblock on as well, and make sure you cover all the areas, your shoulders, your neck, your nose, forehead, cheeks. You make sure you want to get all of that covered with the sunblock so you don't have to go through what I'm going through right now, which is a little bit of soreness, a little bit of pain on my right shoulder because I missed one spot. And also for those that do have any kind of respiratory issues, breathing issues, this is not the environment that you want to be in. You want to be in air conditioning if you can. And if you live near anybody that you know has respiratory issues or the elderly, make sure you check in on them. I have some elderly neighbors and we're very friendly and we check in on them all the time to make sure they are okay. That's some of the biggest things you want to worry about. Check on the elderly. You want to, for yourself, stay hydrated, use that sunblock, limit your exposure in this type of weather. You do not want to be out here for a long time. If you happen to work outside, that's where you gotta make sure you're reapplying the sunblock. If you're heading to the beach with the sunblock, they're not always waterproof. So you put it on, you're in the water for an hour. After about an hour, you want to reapply the sunblock. There's some stories where my dad, which you've seen featured in some other videos, he applied sunblock, he went in the water, then he slept on the beach in the direct sunlight for a couple hours. He was as red as a lobster, his whole body. You don't want that to happen, very painful. So with all of this heat coming through, again, just use common sense. Stay hydrated. check on the elderly. If you have respiratory issues, try and stay inside in air conditioning. I'm sure they're going to have cooling centers set up throughout the cities because of all of this heat. So speaking of that, I am going to head back inside right now. I gotta treat the sunburn a little bit more. I'm going to get cool back in the air conditioning. That's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of a difference with, I have the iPad, I was showing you some of the radar on the iPad, put that in the video, and the heat safety tips. I cannot emphasize that enough. Please be safe over this next week, especially the hottest day of 2019, which looks to be Saturday. So again, this is meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Stay safe if I don't see you for the next week. Stay hydrated. And if you want to get more content, I am still working on some great content. I did have a little bit of a setback with Spectra, and I'm going to have a video on that specifically. But don't feel bad if you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload a video or I do go live sometimes. And then you will have all the latest weather information. Again, this is meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Stay safe. Have a great rest of your day. And I will see you all in the next video.